What about for the Rabbitohs? They've obviously had a very challenging 2024. You know Wayne Bennett extremely well. What's the first thing Wayne does on day one when he walks back into Heffron Park?
Yeah, Wayne will give the playing group a good old-fashioned shake-up in his, true Wayne Bennett fashion. There's no two ways about it. I mean, they finished 16th at this point. They were 1 from 11, I think, to start the season. They fell in a heap. They found a bit of a win which sort of masks over a few things. They sacked the coach. It's been a turbulent year. Like, it really has. Wayne Bennett's coming to the club. There's some players there that I feel won't be there next year. But more importantly, I think when Wayne Bennett gets his feet under the desk, Von, it's going to be a completely different looking side, a completely different feel about the South Sydney Rabbitohs. He's been there before. He's got a relationship with a lot of these players. He understands the players. It's a very unique playing group to a lot of other football sides. But, in saying that, I mean, Burgess is one who's crossed over in his last game. He won't be there. Cook won't be there. So there's going to be some different dynamics. But the number one thing that Wayne will try to instil is what is required at that club to make it to go where they need to.
When did you notice the Bunnies were off the pace this year?
Pretty early.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty early. And it was the debate about the coach. Like, that seemed to dominate the chat. And when all of a sudden, when they, when things started to slide, and it was, as Corey said, they won one of their first 11, Von. And I think it was round 3 against the Roosters. They beaten 48-6. OK, so there's trouble. Trouble in paradise. You knew there was some drama then, and it was just a matter of time until they sacked Jason Demetriou.
And that was following off the poor end to the year before also.
Disaster.
18 months ago, they were top of the table.
Round 11 last year, they were leading the competition. Then they won nothing at the back end and they won nothing to start. So it was dreadful.
But then we thought the addition of Jack White, and that's going to complete the Bunnies for this year, and we thought they're going to kick on and this season. Did you have him in your top 4?
I had him playing the grand final.
Oh, you had him in the grand final.
That's it. That's it.
The expert.
I did. I had them in the grand final.
I think I had the Cowboys.
Well, I just thought, you know what? I think they can move past the dramas. I knew that there was a bit of a stench around the place, but obviously I got that wrong. And I honestly thought that they could turn things around. And I thought Jack would help make them a better side, and off they go.
Everybody thought they were going to regroup after the season slide away, and they were going to get back to winning ways, because they've certainly got the talent at their disposal. They bring in Jack White and another incredibly talented player. I think Wayne's approach when he comes in is to challenge them. Challenge them as individuals, challenge them as units, left edge, middles, right edge, to be so much better and fully committed to the cause, because there's been times watching South Sydney this year, they've picked and choose. They choose when they want to play, and it's not all the time. It's not for 80 minutes.
Having been coached under Wayne, the moment he walks into that building, there'll be a completely different feel with the team. They just will. The players understand Wayne. They know what sort of that lightheartedness that he can bring. He's jovial. He has a bit of fun, but he gets it. He gets the players, and the moment he walks in, there'll be a vibe and a yahoo. He'll probably crack a rubbish joke or two, and all of a sudden it's back to normal again. And they'll get on with their job. And then he'll start to implement and instill his little values and systems here and there. But it'll be a vastly different side to what we'd seen over the last 18 months.
Some nice scenes tonight for Tom Burgess. Of course, Jimmy, you know that we love an Englishman in the NRL. We've had a whole family to cheer and applaud in the NRL, and it feels like the end of an era for Souths and the Burgess family.
Yeah, it does. And, credit to Tom and the rest of the Burgess boys for what they've brought to this competition. It's very brave to come over, the 4 of them from England, and test themselves in the best competition in the world, leave the sunny Bradford shores. But Tom's been a magnificent service to South Sydney. He's stayed loyal to them, and the longevity as well. It shows, like, there's probably a story behind Tom about why he's managed to play as many games as he has done. I think he's second now on South Sydney's all-time.
149 games.
That's a lot of games for such a big human being.
Yep.
That is a lot of football. So we see Tom Burgess, the product on the field for 80 minutes or however long the minutes that he gets. But there's so much work for a big guy to play as many games as he's done, and he's a credit to himself for applying himself, the commitment, the dedication, the sacrifice in order to get himself fit and available, because he stood the test of time as Tom Burgess.
He has.
Well done to the Roosters. 8-point winners over the Rabbitohs in the end on your Friday night footy right here on Fox. Still so much to play out across the weekend.
It's just one play. Back to the same spot.
Inside shoulder, okay? While running the support, make sure you're flat with him. Yeah. And as he shows the pass, that's when you accelerate into the hole.
The 8th and last slot in the 2024 NRL Finals comes down to this, the very last competition game of the season.
I'm ready, let's go, I'm ready.
All the training, the sweat, heartache and heroes, all down to an 80-minute test. A test of 34 players, of a couple of coaches at different ends of their careers, and these contrasting armies of fans. One blue, the other red, just like Fords and Holdens.
He gets the checkered flag.
You need to ask yourself, am I that guy that's getting towed along, or am I actually driving the standards of Monday morning?
Come 4 o'clock Sunday, it's the Knights and the Dolphins, and it's anyone's guess.
Brothers on 3. 1, 2, 3. Brothers.
Yes! Ponga! He has done it!
Kalen Ponga and Bradman Best. What a name. What a player.
Look out!
That's right. Look out.
Beautiful.
Here comes the hammer.
He's away!
Watch him go.
Oh, it's a clinic. It's a dolphin clinic.
And Herbie, one of the few people on earth capable of putting a smile on his old coach's dial.
Wayne Bennett has turned this side around.
This, my friends, is your Sunday ticket. Straight after the Seagulls and the Sharks,
Let's press our way out of this. Keep playing.
it's the Knights and the Dolphins. A whole season going down to the wire. Right here on Fox League.